Hey guys, C-Drama Invasion here, and it's the beginning of August, which means let's talk about my monthly reviews. So last month in July, I watched 5 dramas. I watched Ancient Love Poetry, Falling Into Your Smile, Qing Luo, and The Flaming Heart. Let's start with The Flaming Heart since it's the drama that I dropped. The Flaming Heart, I dropped it, but I rated it around 6 out of 10. This was so unfortunate because I was looking forward to another Gong Joon drama after his hit Word of Honor. But of course, there was so many issues with this one. There was so many bad editing choices because I felt like they were rushing to get this one out. And it seems like it was definitely rushed out and everyone feels like it wasn't meeting their expectations. For this one, I went in with pretty decent expectations based on of the trailer. We have a firefighter and doctor romance story, which a lot of people is saying that reminds them of You Are My Hero, which is actually one of my favorite dramas this year, and I've been recommending it endlessly to some of my subscribers, my friends, and family in real life too. But you should definitely not compare these two because The Flaming Heart is just so far below You Are My Hero. Like, I wouldn't even want to compare them in the same sentence. This was such a disappointing drama. They did do a lot of research on the firefighter side, which I did appreciate. At the end of every episode, there was a little bit of like these firefighter lessons, which I thought was very interesting. But overall, I couldn't feel the chemistry and I didn't care for anyone despite this drama having a pretty good supporting cast. The romance felt too forced, and the cheesy background music while they stare in each other's eyes in slow-mo again and again, or the girl tripping, falling, getting into different situations where she needs saving from the male lead just didn't work out for me. Like, it's okay sometimes if you're writing it in a particular pacing where it doesn't feel too forced, but in this case, it just disrupts the mood and the flow of the story. I felt disconnected to basically everyone. And I guess the best part about this is just Gong Joon in uniform, but even that isn't enough to save this. Now that that's out of the way, let me give you my honest opinion on Ancient Love Poetry. This started off so great, and I took a bunch of notes on it. Ready for this review, I thought that this is going to be one of my favorite dramas of the year. But unfortunately, it wasn't. I really loved the first third of the drama. I would say around to episode 20, it was very good. Can we also talk about the budget, the cast, and how good the CGI looks here? I freaking love Liu Shuiyi, the one that played Tianqi. I loved him with Yue Mi at the beginning. Those two were my favorite. I enjoyed their scenes a little bit more than even the main couple. But Shukai is just proving to be one of the best upcoming actors. He's been in the industry for a while now, but it's only been the past 2 or 3 years that he's really made a name for himself. And I love seeing his performances in all the dramas, so I definitely am a fan of him and I check out all his dramas. This year, he did great in his dramas despite there being script problems. So for me, it's the same for this one. Performance-wise and cast-wise, I was pretty satisfied with everyone on board. The thing that really disappointed me and made this feel way draggy is the main villain plot. So I'm going to quickly talk about it in spoilery. I wouldn't say too much detail, but either way, there's going to be spoilers of the ending. And for those who want, they can skip over to the next part. And I gave this one a 7 out of 10. But let's talk about the spoilers. So for me, Wu Huan was very predictable as the main villain. I just thought she didn't add too much to the story. I was really sick of her, and usually what I'm craving in these types of dramas is a villain with a lot of high stakes, and her bringing in the demon power and things like that. I didn't really care. And I thought she could have been dealt with way before, and she should have been exposed a long time ago, because Tianqi was there for a long time and he knew what she did. And I was so mad that she basically killed Yue Mi. Speaking about Yue Mi, I freaking love this actress and I love her role here. I was so disappointed that we didn't even get a scene. Basically everyone reincarnates except for her, and I was so sad. They deserve better, and I love Tianqi's character here. Even though he did pine over Shanggu for all of his life, he did end up being very likable and just being there for her as a good friend and uncle to her child. So about the ending, even though there was a happy ending and a reunion, I was really mad that the writers basically made us spend 49 episodes waiting for a reunion and all we got was a hug. They should have made it an extra 10-15 minutes where we get an epilogue with their kid and maybe flash forward into the future. Show me who else reincarnated. I want to know. And also if the second couple worked out. There was hints, but I wanted to see it. Anyways, let's move on to the next drama, Qing Luo. I love Liu Shuiyi as Tianqi in ancient love poetry, and that's what really made me go into this one. This was such a surprise. He's super cute here, and all three leads are great. I love how unique this is though. The main female lead is a very strong, smart, independent woman. She has a child and she stands up for the child. She's been raising the child to be very smart and witty. It's rare and refreshing to see the female lead as a single mom. It's definitely not depicted enough in Asian television or in television in general. The opening song is so catchy and this was such a surprise. This is one of the better low-budget dramas and I gave it a solid 8. Next up is Tears in Heaven. This is a 41 episode drama and the second I saw 41 episodes, I was already bracing myself and lowering my expectations, okay? When I see 41 episodes for a modern romance drama, I know we're gonna have some really boring episodes, to be honest. And I was right, but let's first talk about the pros. So the first, I would say 15 episodes were amazing. And also there was just so much chemistry between Li Qin and Zhang Yunlang. If you read the synopsis, it's not a spoiler, okay? But basically Zhang Yunlang's character dies and the first 6 or 7 episodes is just about the female lead and his relationship. He's a doctor and she's a reporter. So cute. Their chemistry is amazing. I'm addicted to it. And it's very interesting to see Sean Doe's character as someone who distrusts her. He doesn't like her. He's looking out for his brother. And it's a very interesting and tense dynamic. It was literally so addictive at first. But after a while, the story dies down and I felt like they dealt with it wrong with the way that they changed the enemies to lovers dynamic, which I was so interested in, to making the male lead fall for her really fast after. He basically just realized it was all a misunderstanding and waved it all away and falls in love with her. And later on, it's just the back and forth, angsty, push-pull melodrama that you get. But it wasn't even interesting melodrama because it was quite predictable. I'm not gonna lie, once it reached the 30 mark, I skipped 7 episodes to 37 and watched it all the way through to episode 41, which was the ending, and I really didn't miss much. I was still skimming at that point, and I was just over it and wanting to put it in this review. I gave this a 5.5 out of 10. And I think I saved one of the strongest for last. This is Falling Into Your Smile with Shukai and Shengshou. I always thought Shengshou would have fit a rom-com role better than her historical works, so I was looking forward to this one and I'm so happy that it didn't disappoint. As usual, Shukai is great, but I absolutely loved him here as Chen Ge. He's such an amazing leader and he really brought it to life. I really bought into this dynamic with the group because he was leading. I thought he was super charismatic and respectful despite being blunt and honest in a lot of different situations regarding the news gossips or scandals that happen in the drama, which kept things interesting the entire 31 episodes. I like Shukai in rom-coms. I like his goofy characters here and there, but my favorite characters are the more serious ones. Despite the cuteness of the posters and the teasers, you're not going to get the sweet rom-com that you expect this to be like Go-Go Squid. It's not as fast-paced and it's definitely more focused on the gaming aspect, the friendship aspect, and building your career, going through scandals, and trying to become better at gaming. I don't think they make things official until episode 22 or 23. I am loving the e-gaming trend and there's so many new dramas and productions that are going to happen next year, so let's cross fingers that those ones will be good too. I ended up giving this a 8.5 out of 10. Let me know your dramas that you've been watching recently, your thoughts and ratings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.